Welcome to Don't Be a Basic Biscuit, a real estate marketing podcast where we talk about what it takes to stand out in today's real estate world. I'm your host, Harveer Singh, and you can find me on all social platforms under the handle Real Estate Singh. Now let's get the show on the road. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Be a Basic Biscuit. Today we got a special one. We have a guest, the first guest on the show, Bruce Geyser, and you could find him on Instagram as the Medic Realtor. And I'm guessing that a lot of you guys already know who he is, but a short introduction is he's 16 years an actual medic, saving lives, and now he's on Instagram with his page, the Medic Realtor, saving realtors and real estate professionals from a monotonous life. So what's going on, man? How's it going?
Good. How are you, Harveer?
Good, man. I'm just honestly love that you jumped on. I really appreciate it. And, you know, I was looking at my Instagram. I was like, who should I invite on this podcast first? And I was like, this guy, I've known him for a while and we got to get him in here. So tell me how's your day going?
It's good, man. Thanks for thinking of me. It's not bad.
That's
How
cool.
about you?
So yeah, no, I had a bunch of questions in mind, and this is a show basically for real estate professionals and marketing. And, you know, from when I've known you, we actually worked at the same company not long ago, and you branched off. And so we've known each other for some years, and I've been seeing your page just like drastically growing over the last few years. And I didn't look for a while, and I looked back and you're like close to 20K following. And I guarantee that's a good following right there of really engaged people, because I look at your posts and I'm laughing like all the time.
Yeah, it's definitely taken off. I mean, I play with it all the time. I mean, the algorithm always changes. You can't keep up with the algorithm. So you got to have your own tune when you have an Instagram that you want to go somewhere.
Yeah, so like what made you decide to, like, you know, like, were you just doing it for yourself? Were you doing it just for fun? Were you finding memes? So you know, you essentially have a meme page, but you still do some reels of yourself. So what started you off with this? And were you doing this to get here, or was it just you having fun?
Well, at first I started an Instagram page like every real estate agent. It was Bruce Geyser Real Estate, and that's boring.
Okay.
That's a lot of people. I watched other Instagrams, and unless you're out there, you know, big name, you're not that you're not going to get anywhere, but you're not going to reach what you want to reach, whether it's clients, other realtors, and stuff like that. So one of the big things is I was watching a video about branding yourself, is that unless you're a big name, no one cares who you are. You're another real estate agent. They're a dime a dozen. You know, you walk into the office. I used to work at Better Homes and Gardens before it went to Howard Hanna, and there were 20 agents. So you don't stand out from the 20 other agents when you've been an agent for 6 months. So
that was you new when you were at Better Homes.
Yep. So one of the big things is I looked around at different real estate agents on Instagram. Some had catchy phrases. So I decided to incorporate the Medic Realtor because people are going to ask questions. So it engages Instagram. Why the medic? Are you a doctor? Are you a paramedic? And then I could discuss it. So something like that helps catch an audience.
Yeah.
And I used to post information, local events, and I didn't get the audience because nobody cares. There's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever's out there now. You can get all that information on your fingertips immediately. So I said, you know, what about me being a paramedic and a real estate agent? What's the best thing? And as we all say in medicine, laughter is the best medicine. When you're sad, you laugh, you feel better. So I said, let's go with memes. So in the beginning, I used to a lot of times take memes, and then I went into trying to make my own memes. So as of lately, more of the memes are mine made. I mean, they are ideas taken from other people or try to grasp it real quick, and that's where I went with the memes. And it
That's
definitely
crazy.
catches a big audience. Real estate agents can relate. A lot repost, some don't repost. They'll privately say like, "I don't want to post that, but that's hilarious," and
Oh
it's
no,
what it is. I don't.
I post your stuff all the time, as you can tell. Your
Yeah.
stuff is on my stories like probably once a week because it's hilarious, and that's really funny. You know, you're telling me that you came right in and you immediately started thinking of branding. Do you have a marketing background, or were you just doing some research, or how did that like? Why did you think that?
It's I read a few of the books out there that they always say that real estate agents should do. A couple people comment. You always get spam. The spam is ridiculous in Instagram. And a lot of people said marketing, marketing, marketing. So I researched marketing. Like I could pay to push my page to be on you every day, so that every day you open up Instagram or Facebook, you'll see my name. But it's not. You're just gonna hide the ad, hide the ad, hide the ad. So it had to be a different portion. A lot of real estate can be stressful for agents. It's stressful. Loan officers and stuff. So
Yeah.
something to break that ice that moves it along. But no, I've been a paramedic my whole career, so I really didn't do anything else prior to that.
16 years, man. That's great, man. That's great stuff. I mean, so like you kind of touched on this. So you first started with getting memes from other pages and other sources. And so like what now? Like is it just all in here? Is it all in your head? Like all this humor that's coming out? Or are you getting you getting ideas from other pages still and like kind of turning them into real estate? How are you getting this content and how are you coming up with the ideas so that other people might, who are considering maybe starting a meme page or something similar to yours, give them some ideas. Like, what are you doing to what is the process here?
I mean, so every now and then I'll see a meme and I'll tweak it, I'll change it, I'll make it towards today's current events. Big thing is big events. I don't really watch a lot of TV. I'm big into sports, so people that follow my page know that I like certain sports. But like Super Bowl gives hundreds of memes. You have memes coming out from real estate agents and bigger pages than me. And I usually post once a day in the morning, just kind of keep it a little more simple. I'll post stories through the day. So you just take the current events of what's going on, like high interest rates, then low interest rates. Like I posted the other day, an old Dave Chappelle. We're gonna get those 3% interest rates back, and some people find it funny, but it also will engage not only with other real estate agents. I've had regular people looking to buy or sell. Like, what do you think? And it's hard to predict, but it engages the client because you have the funny side, which people do like humor, but you also, you get the knowledge and you're able to have a conversation with somebody that could be a potential client, whether it's a referral or in hopefully in area, but does
Yeah,
bring a
no,
lot of
that's a
referrals.
great point. I'm gonna touch upon what you just said and then go right into smooth transition into the next part. So the first thing was, so you're watching like these sporting events and you're like clearly just seeing those memes, like the halftime show with Usher. There were some like big memes
Yeah.
that came out of that one. So you're watching these things and you're thinking, oh, like that would be hilarious if I said this, right? So that's kind of how you're doing it. So that's really interesting. Okay, cool. And then you kind of went right into what I was going to ask you next is like, have you seen clients coming to you? Have you seen an increase of closing deals because of your social media?
Yes, it's hard to catch people locally all the time, but I do.
True.
You'll get people that will follow you that have moved. I had somebody a couple months ago. They've been following me for years. They're based out of Florida, and they said, "Hey, do you know an agent in North Carolina?" And I immediately knew three that I follow,
Oh, that's great.
and I was able to find it. The other agent and I agreed on a term for referral fee, and what was nice is that client was already pre-approved everything, a hard pre-approval, ready to go, had a time frame, and it does build a relationship. I have had local success. I had lady and her husband follow me, and then she goes, "Oh, I want to sell my condo," and I'm like, "Well, that's amazing because she lived over in Harriman, and I'm in Chester now, so I was like, that's an easy win-win."
That's perfect.
So you do see it sometimes. I mean, I would like it to be more, but I think I'd have to put even more into what I already put into my Instagram.
I mean, I think you do a lot already. I mean, you're working as a paramedic. You're doing real estate. Also, I mean, that don't be sleeping on that referral game, man. Like, if you got
No,
about 20K followers, a lot of those are probably realtors, and I know a lot of these other bigger pages in real estate. They use that for referral networks, and that's every referral that goes out there. That's thousands of dollars. So that's really great. So because for me specifically, my social media, like, I could attribute about like 60% of my business through it, because mine is very hyper local. Like, my following is very like my area and my targeted area, and so that's I kind of did that specifically to grow within my area, right, with my brand, with my face and the stickers and all that stuff. I did it so it was just like Hudson County, Jersey City, Hoboken type stuff. So but yours reaches a much wider audience. Like, were you surprised when all of a sudden, like, your page was growing so rapidly? Because I remember we were from years ago, I was like, this guy's got really funny content. I was like, this guy's got to blow up here. And now you're at 20K. Like, were you like, oh shit, I'm at 20K followers now? That's kind of crazy. And I'm sure this is just the beginning, right? You're going off like all these other big pages right now. So was
yeah,
that like a surprise?
it is. I mean, like I said, trying to figure out the algorithm rhythm. You do the research, you follow people. Like I said, that humor is also a taste. So not everybody likes it. I've gotten, "That's disgusting. That's not your flavor," and I was like, that it's a broad band of humor I try to use with the memes, and you're not gonna please everybody. That's the
Yeah.
one thing
What
I've
do they
learned.
know about your humor, though? Come on.
I'm not pleasing everybody. I've gotten away from what other people think. Everybody's gonna have an opinion.
Yeah.
I just move on from it. Did I think the page was gonna go off? No, I put up a post the other day, a little less humor, but it was realtor to realtor. I hope you win, and that post blew up. 200 plus followers. I made new realtor
Wow.
friends. I've watched people branch off of that, saying the other things, and it's a surprise. Like, I put the post out. I'm like, this is gonna be a good post. It hits home to people right now struggling to be in the real estate industry. So I was like, I'll get 1,000 likes, and there I'm at over 7,000 likes.
Wow.
When you have the business account, you can break down what it sees, and it blew up. But it's nice. It is definitely surprising. It's a lot of work because I'll put up memes and I'll get 50 likes, and then the next day you'll put up a meme, you'll get 400 likes, and
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Wow. That's crazy though. Like, because it is a tough time in the industry with all these massive shifts and these big changes. So, what would you recommend for like a newer realtor, coming in? How would you suggest them go about the business right now?
You have to be you, and you have to bring out what you can bring out. So I brought out humor. I mean, I do have, we talk about it in the industry, a sphere of influence. Who do you know? So I do work in New York City as a paramedic. So I deal with police officers, sanitation, New York City educators and stuff. So I do have a big sphere of influence of clientele I can grab. But younger guys coming into it, regardless of your age, is learn at big companies. Like, I went with Howard Hanna, well, Better Homes and Garden back then ran. I took every video they posted up, every training, the ones at the hotel over there, and you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. Joe Rand used to do a lot of those
Yeah,
in
Joe
person
used to
trainings.
do
Yep.
them. And you just take it, you learn, and then that's what I did for about 2 years. And I think that's when I branched off with the Medic Realtor. I found a brand. I found something, because you got to grasp why you're a good real estate agent. Because like I said, there's a dime a dozen. If you walk into an office right now, 11 o'clock on a Saturday, there's 10 agents ready to sell your home.
Yep.
So
Yep. So you got
um,
to find something that sets you apart from other people, and that might not be the same thing for everyone. Like, my page is a little more humor, just like yours. I mean, not even just like yours. Yours is more memes, but it's still humor. And I've seen people, and this is funny because this episode is going to come out right after the one that's releasing tomorrow. Well, tomorrow from when we're recording, but that's how to build a brand. And so a lot of that is kind of talking to this. So I'm glad that we jumped on here. But yeah, I mean, in that episode, I talked about how, like, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, a look. Like mine is mostly my look, right? And then I use humor in my page. Other people, like, you know, it's a color, it's a word, it's a phrase, and you really lean into it. So it's kind of cool that you really lean into, you know, you being a medic and then using that humor, right? You know, laughter is the best medicine. So that, you know, I thought that was genius. That's great. So no, that's really, really, you know, kind of what I'm looking for there for this episode. I'm glad that you jumped in there. But so what are your thoughts about, you know, where the industry is, and what do you expect to come out of all this? You know, I'm just a little perspective. I know it's a
Yeah,
shit show.
it's crazy. So, like I said, I generally in my stories I post more. I don't really post the memes ever in my stories. It's more what's going on. I
Your
become a
thoughts?
little more opinionated. A lot of people think I should do more talking and an opinion. Everything comes in waves. The real estate agents, the end of 2020, 21 was a huge boom for everybody. Houses
Yeah,
were flying off, refinances were crazy, and everyone's going to jump on the next bandwagon. So as far as real estate agents now is, right now is to get why you should be a real estate agent. So is it information? So a lot of things I push right now with clients that can't afford a house is to be pre-approved, and we look at every one thing about having 20,000 followers is a lot of loan officers on there. They have different programs, and a lot of companies are pushing out different programs to get back that clientele.
yeah, they're being
Um,
creative.
yeah, down payment assistance doesn't matter how much you make. It's based off of, it could be based off of zip codes or moved or um, I mean, obviously, August 17th is the new change for buyer agent representation.
Yep, yep,
Waiting on NAR to give a little more
clarity.
guidance on how to do that. I definitely see, agent against agent there. There's already agent against agent now, but if you've done 2, 3 months with a buyer and now they want to leave you because of whatever reason, I think it's going to put a lot more strain on buyers than it did the seller. And remember, every seller is eventually going to probably rebuy. So they're going to be in the same boat that they just,
Yep,
maybe got a little money off of. And the mortgage rates. I just posted last night that the mortgage rates dipped a little
I saw
bit.
that. I saw
But,
that.
with mortgage rates dipping, if they dip dramatically, obviously we're going to be in 2021. At 4%, everyone's going to buy. Everyone's going to overbuy. So it's interesting to see where it goes. And I mean, I don't see a crash. I know everybody asks, is there going to be a crash? I thought there was going to be a crash when COVID happened, and a couple of agents, guided me in the right direction to see
Nice.
what the 2008 crash was, because I wasn't an agent then.
Yeah, yeah.
I had just became a paramedic. So
Oh
they
wow.
explained all the other things that happened in the 2008 crash that led to that. So I don't see a crash. They'll definitely have rates drop. I've been saying it's definitely holding off a little bit, on the inflation and the job market, but I definitely see some rates dropping at the end of, summer, beginning of fall. Definitely
Oh
will
yeah.
go.
So
Yeah.
you think it's going to start coming down? Yeah. No, that's kind of what I've been hearing as well. Is that, you know, we might see, you know, the high fives by the end of this year, and you know, that would be great. And you're right. I do think it's going to be like a gold rush. We're going to have a billion people jumping right back into the market, and I think this whole change, you know, I think the NAR and the real estate industry was kind of forced into a corner here, and you know, incorrectly. I don't think that we were doing anything like they were suggesting, but I think it's just, you know, at this point you just got to move on and move forward. But I do think that what with this you know, lawsuit and you know how it's ending up, I think the buyers are the ones that lose here. You know, there's going to be a lot of buyers that can't afford representation going into the largest you know, time, the biggest investment of their lives, and they're probably, a lot of these guys are just going to go in blind now at this point because of this. But I do think that,
I,
sellers, if they're smart, they're gonna still offer the compensation because it increases your competition, to get more realtor, get more buyers in there.
Well, absolutely. You already have loan companies that have come out and said you can't use a seller's concession. So you can't, if your house is worth 300,000, you can't get a loan out for 305,000 and take the 5,000 and pay the agent. There's already companies coming out saying they're not going to do that. They don't want to. It's like buying a car, though. That's where I didn't understand how the lawsuit was, won the way it was. Is that when you go buy a car, you don't pay the sales rep anything. That comes out of the company's commission.
Yep.
So you go, you buy the car, and his commission is later discussed. I mean, obviously, they always use it that, I'm cutting into my commissions. I can't do it.
Yeah.
And real estate agents have cut commissions. I personally cut commissions to get a deal done, 500-600 here, or move this over here, or, you got to do
Yeah.
what you got to do. But yeah, the buyers lost out on this. And, to come out with, maybe 3,000, 6,000, which is, it could be a lot. It could be just enough that the buyer's like, I can't afford to pay out that much more.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
I mean, the way I'm thinking it's going to be is that you're going to make offers contingent upon paying buyer agent compensation, so that these guys, the sellers could still take it out of there. And at the end of the day, it comes from the same pool of money at the end
yeah.
of the transaction. So it's just, how are you wording it so that both people feel represented and, go through this process together in a good way. But yeah, no, I wanted to get your idea because, again, with your following, you're in touch with a lot more people than the average person. So you got your feelers out there in the mortgage side, the insurance side, the other realtors out there. So no, that's good. I wanted to get your kind of opinion on it. So what's next for you? What are you feeling? Like, what is your vision? Is it just staying in as a realtor? Is it getting on the investing side? Is it, becoming the meme king of the world?
I mean, I don't know about becoming the meme. There's some bigger accounts out there.
I think you're getting there, man. I think that you're on that growth trajectory where
I
that
think
you're going to see multiples.
Yeah, I think I'll always keep with the meme. Something I have looked into is investing. I mean, being a paramedic, I don't have much longer in that career that I have the ability to fully retire. And that's something that why I got into real estate was, what am I going to do after? I don't want to be a paramedic. I mean, I could get a job anywhere after 25 years of being a paramedic. Investing, flipping homes, education, um, you know, the future is big, so I'm not yet. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
sure where it's gonna go yet, but yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot. So investing, I think investing is, that's kind of what a lot of realtors end up getting into, because we get all this, knowledge base, and we learn about the deals. What's a good deal? What's a bad deal? So it's a clear, clear path for us, and that's really cool that that's what you're gonna do. So before we kind of wrap up, is there anything that you want to say or push, or any social media of yours, or we already know you got the Medic Realtor out on Instagram. Are you on any of the other pages?
I've tried to join TikTok. That's a hit or miss. I feel that's a young kid's game, and now with the whole United States wants to ban it.
Yeah,
I think I have like 4 or 5 reels up there. I went on X, but it's not my big drawing is Instagram.
yeah,
Every now and then I'll push out a Facebook ad. You pay like them $30-$50, and that's more that kind of grabs a local. But you gotta grab an audience. So you're not gonna grab. You've done a good job with grabbing your audience area. My area, I mean, I would like to think that a 21-year-old in my area is not going to be able to buy a house in
not
St.
yet.
Chester, not yet, but if they start following the reels, it takes a lot, and I just gonna just do it. If it like the memes took off, so I kept it going.
Yeah,
And
do what works.
yeah,
Essentially, find what works and do it.
yeah, you just find something, and it's I always tell people, you could take my memes, you could repost them. I don't care. I'm not a crazy Instagrammer. I don't get mad if you stole something. Like, You know, as a
Nobody has an
element.
original thought anymore, man. Like we've been around,
No,
us humans you know, like we've been around for centuries and thousands of years, and there is no more original thought. And people who
no.
jump into that whole, oh, you're stealing from me, like, come on, don't
Just go with
don't
it. I
have
mean,
that ego.
a lot of my information comes from NRA, Redfin, with their statistics. I mean, you take it. I don't think they're coming after me crying. I just leave the little name on the bottom, and I'll go
Yeah,
off, on it. But yeah, you find something, you just go with it. I mean, people not necessarily want to see originality because there's, like you said, there's hundreds of meme pages out there. But just push it, and I mean, just stop worrying about the algorithm. Stop worrying about what other people are gonna think. I mean, some people probably think, "Oh, you're a joke as a real estate agent because all you do is post memes." And then, okay, okay,
that's your opinion. Yeah,
follow the page, don't follow the page. Use my advice. I don't care. I mean, you just move on. It's done well for me, so I just continue to do it.
that's awesome. I was, now you got me talking about another thing. So haters,
Yeah.
they're out there, man. They're out
they're
there.
they're out there. They're strong. I don't engage with many people. A lot of people send me reels all day. I send reels back. It's hilarious. It's great. I've met great real estate agents. I've met people that aren't real estate agents. I've had conversations with a couple of high profile public people because they've liked my page. So like I said, that's helpful to me. I think in the long run when I'm ready to do real estate full time. But the haters, I just ignore when they comment. I just like the post. I like the post. I move on. You're gonna waste your energy because, like you said, there's always haters. Everybody's gonna hate, whether you're doing good, you're doing bad. They don't care.
You just brush them off. I mean, I use them as a scale to see how well I'm doing. If I have more haters, that usually means I'm doing something right.
I found out the other day. There's a couple of agents that will send me other memes and stuff, and I've been blocked from a few real estate meme pages. So I find it hilarious because I
What?
did use it. Yeah, I used another account to look at the pages. I'm like, it's not even like they're stolen ideas. It's not closely related. I wonder. I don't. I'm just like, okay, I moved on. I don't care.
That's crazy.
I
You're gonna have to tell me who it was offline.
there's a big one out there. I found out the about 2 nights ago.
Wow. Yo, that's petty. That's
I,
petty.
I mean, but they follow my page. That's the thing with Instagram is you know who's following you, but because you can still watch somebody even though you block them. So I don't. I just
Wow.
move on. I wouldn't engage with them. I'm not gonna engage with them. I'm not gonna message them. I'm not gonna go out of my. I just move on with my own thing.
That's so funny, man. That's crazy, man. Well, I really appreciate you giving me your time today and jumping in here. And guys, make sure if you're not already following the Medic Realtor on Instagram, get on there. His stuff is hilarious. And, I always wrap the show off saying the same thing, but don't be a basic biscuit. All right.
All right, brother.